I think Addison Rae.
What about her?
She's gonna be the next Britney Spears documentary girl.
How did you just, you just started that conversation in the middle? Literally started, I think Addison Rae. I'm like, what was the question?
Before we get into all the fun stuff and girly shit, let me tell you what happened at work. I crashed out 4 to 5 times today.
I swear they're gonna think Mao's like a crack addict or something.
Hi everyone, welcome to WOW, Woes of Womanhood. Today's topic is gonna be girls' trips.
Something very near and dear to my heart. I'm the queen of a girls' trip. I've had many.
So I am very excited to talk about this topic because I have never been on a girls' trip. So I'm very excited to talk about this topic because I've been on a few girls' trips, but Melody here is an extreme expert at going on different girls' trips and planning, traveling in a luxurious fashion. So we're not talking about budgeting here. If you want to talk about budgeting, go to a freaking Finance Bro, channel or whatever. Here we're talking about how we can do an all-inclusive luxurious trip.
Let me please make a disclaimer. My trips are on the slightly more luxurious side, but that being said, I always do account for a budget, and I think that is something very important to figure out before you want to go. What are you and the people in your party willing to spend on this trip? Because you can always work within those constraints.
I pick and choose which girls' trip I can afford to go on. Before we even start this topic, it is okay to say no, is what I wanted to say.
Of course, it is okay to say no.
Yeah.
And I think something that I always disclaim when I'm offering, I would like to do this, is if you don't want to do this, don't feel compelled to come.
It's like you want to go on this very bougie bachelorette for your own bachelorette, but how many friends actually want to put down the money?
I've been lucky enough so far that I have a lot of friends who are willing to put in a few extra bucks to do something fun.
So we're gonna start the topic with talking about where we've been on these girls' trips and where we want to go and our favorite girls' trips so far ever. List out.
Well, everyone just go to my Instagram if you want to see everywhere I've been, because it's basically my travel vlog at this point. Most recently, I went to New Mexico. We just came back from New Mexico, hence why we were wanting to do this episode. I went to Park City with one of my friends. I went to Dubai with Mal right here. I've done Jackson Hole. I've done Palm Springs.
You done Miami?
I've done Miami.
You done Boston?
Yeah. So I would say those are my girls' trips. Oh, I did Austin a few years back.
We've done Tokyo together.
I did Tokyo. And then we did Singapore and Bali.
I've been on a few girls' trips, and this is inclusive of batches or birthdays. I think that's all part of girls' trips. I've been to Newport. I've been to Scottsdale. I've been to Miami, Vietnam. I've been to... So that's all I have been to. And this is not inclusive of what Melody already said.
So out of all those trips that you've had, what was your favorite?
Vietnam. So Vietnam is so cool because it has its own culture. Obviously, every country has its own culture. It felt so local and...
you were getting an authentic experience.
And their roads are not as developed as highway in California. It's very different and I really loved it. Their nature and their food was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved all of it. It was just me and this other girl, my coworker from Singapore, that we went.
So did you guys have a set itinerary for that, or was it just go wherever you stumbled upon?
We had literally itinerary from morning to night. In general, it wasn't, we'll see how it is type of vibe. It was, okay, from 8 a.m. we're going to do this. We're going to have this tour. I literally was I don't know what's going on. I just let it happen. But I'm very grateful for them because it was really, really fun.
So Vietnam, number one, and then maybe one in the US. Did you have one?
Tokyo was really fun.
Such a great state in the United States.
In America, let me think a little bit for 2 seconds.
Okay, no.
Wait, please.
Nowhere in America. Did you not like Napa?
I think we were so cautious of drinking.
But we didn't drink that much.
The whole trip was around drinking alcohol. Yeah, I also drink, but I'm also cautious of my health, but everyone else is even more so cautious of their health. This might not be the best activity for all of us.
But it's for the vibes.
I honestly don't have a place in the US yet. I'm very optimistic that there will be one.
Nashville.
Yeah, that will be super fun. But for now, I'm going to say Tokyo with the girls, with the BBs were really fun.
My favorites, I think internationally, Japan was definitely my favorite just because Japan's a place I could go again and again. There's like 4 of us, which is always nice because you can kind of go off and do your own thing if you like to have similar tastes, and like you can go do your own thing, come back together. Feels more like collective. 4 is a good amount of people. It's not like too many people to coordinate with, but like enough that it's not just like you and one other person.
Have you been on international trips other than Asia?
Dubai.
I totally forgot about Dubai, bro.
I think I like Dubai more than Japan. It was a different dynamic for sure because we were working while we were there. That kind of plays a role, but what's also nice is because we were working, obviously Ma was there for work, I just joined her, so she was able to expense the hotel. We got that part for free, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And I think we had a really good itinerary and did a lot of different types of activities.
Yeah,
we
that
went
was
to the
fun.
Old Town, we went to the beach area, we went to the city mall area. So there's a lot of different vibes. It was just really fun.
Totally forgot about Dubai. I think that could be my second favorite because Japan is literally my home. I didn't really consider Dubai because I was like, oh wait, that's work.
In the US, I honestly have really fond memories of Jackson Hole. I don't know what about it, but just having all of my close friends besides Mal, because I was so in Japan at the time. And it was celebrating my birthday. I just had a really good time. It was super different from the West Coast. The nature was beautiful, but we still did a good mix of activities. We did shopping, we did wine tasting, we went to a rodeo. It just felt really grounded, like being able to do more country-esque activities is always kind of fun, and being surrounded by people I love is, you know, always great. To execute upon the girls trip, you really need someone to take the lead, like create the itinerary, rally the troops, get the group chat going, get people to commit. I think that's the hardest part, and finding like the available dates that works for everyone. Mal, you talked a little bit about how your friends coordinate the trip. How does that typically go for you?
I guess in the past I really like things to be like extremely planned out. From where we get breakfast, how is the next place in proximity to the hotel, how is it easy to call the Uber, like literally granular details. But now that I get older, I'm like, you know what, I can literally live at the hotel for the whole trip and I'll be fine. The reason I'm there is to be with the girls. I mean, it is a partially to sightsee. My main priority is like just being with the girls and chit-chatting and just chilling and being outside of our normal living space.
I think that makes sense for something like New Mexico, where we had like some activities planned, but we were hanging out at the hotel. But it depends on where you are and what type of hotel you're staying in. Like if the hotel doesn't really have a lot of amenities, like what are you gonna do at the hotel?
I think investing in a good hotel is actually my biggest priority. Since we are sleeping there and I need good quality sleep, and if I'm leaving my house to go to a different place to sleep, like it better be better than my bed. Thank you.
Yes, but also you can get a pretty mid-range like business hotel and still have a pretty good sleep, like decent amenities, and be able to use that extra money to like explore or do an activity. Depends what you want to prioritize.
I guess I'm just a germaphobe. I just hate it when hotels look so dingy and like gross, and I'm just like, ah. What about you? What about your itinerary?
I feel like recently I've gotten a lot more
Type A.
But I'm honestly, I wouldn't consider myself a type A person, which is so interesting.
She isn't. She's like type Z.
I'm like type maybe W. For a trip, I just love to have the vibes. Like I just need the vibes. I'm going on a trip. I need to get the vibes executed upon.
Let me just tell you, she says this now, but like 5 to 6 years ago, she wouldn't even care to go sightsee. I swear to God, she would come to Japan, just be chilling. Like it didn't need to have like a hard itinerary. She just slept the whole day one day.
I think I was just really burnt out at that point.
Dude, it was in college.
Anyways, I think now I have extra money to be able to actually execute upon the vision. So now that I'm like, oh, I'm willing to like invest a little bit more, that's why I want to be pretty meticulous about how I'm spending my time. But usually I'm the person now who pulls together the itinerary, gets the group chat together, says, okay, where are we going? What are the dates? How are we executing? This person, you can book the hotel. This person, you can get the rental car. Where are we going? What restaurant do we want to do? What's the outfit style that we want? What are the pictures that we're going to take?
Jesus.
You find a list of everywhere you want to go and what you want to do. Then you have to see what's actually close to the hotel, what makes the most sense to do on what day. You have to like categorize the days by like experiences. And so it's not like you're doubling back or you're spending excessive money on something that you don't really need to. So it's a lot of logistics to figure out, which personally, as a type W person, I'm not really into the logistics, but I will do what's necessary.
She did an amazing job for New Mexico this time. She planned really good restaurants. She had alternatives. She knew what the resort offered at what time. So it was very smooth sailing and we never felt stressed at all. The thing about myself is that once we have a plan, I have to stick to it or else I get extremely stressed. So for example, this trip in New Mexico, we had like shopping planned at 3. I got really triggered when we weren't in the car by 3 because I was like, what is going on? We're gonna mess this whole trip up. I'm not gonna get to go to this shop, that shop. So I think once there is an itinerary in front of me, I'm like execution mode. We have to stick to the freaking plan or else I'm gonna crash out. I get really triggered for anyone who wants to travel with me.
As the type W person, is I'm extremely adaptable. I'm very good at pivoting. Like if we're late, if we run overtime, if we wanna enjoy an activity, or something happens and we can't make a reservation, I will pivot. I will have alternatives. I will come up with something else that's cool, that's like relevant.
So that being said, what do you think is the prime budget for girls' trips?
So again, I think it goes back to your audience. Different locations also have different costs and it depends on where you're based too. So being in the Bay Area, a lot of times I like to look for girls' trips that are closer, like West Coast, maybe Central. East Coast is really hard because it's such a long flight and often expensive.
Give us a range, Melody.
About my personal trips?
Yes.
So whenever I go on a girls' trip, personally, I would say the low end is probably $1,200. That includes like flight, transportation, restaurants, activities. The only thing it doesn't include is like extra shopping if I buy stuff there.
That's pretty cheap, honestly.
Up to maybe $3,000.
If I'm gonna get out of my house from my comfy, lovely house, then it better be an upgrade. So my budget would be $3K. If I'm staying at a friend's house, that's a different story.
Oh, okay.
Say if I'm staying at a friend's house, yeah, $1K max. And I try to incorporate their groceries too, or like buy them stuff if I'm staying at their place. So hey guys, I am editing right now and I'm realizing that the audio cut out midway through the video. So lesson learned here, we gotta check our mics. But we were on our last topic about where we wanna visit next and we both said Nashville and we do have a trip coming up that's gonna be at Nashville. So we'll let you guys know how it goes, all the deets, all the hot spots. We also lost the tips and tricks part where we talked about what's the best way of traveling, whether that's traveling light or around your cycles, what outfits to plan, Melody's templates on Canva for traveling. So we'll get into that in our future videos. Thanks guys for watching and we'll see you not next Thursday, but the Thursday after that. And we'll check our mics next time.